All right, for continuing on with lesson 26, today we're going to talk about volume of cones. So at the top, we have a vocab word of volume that was on yesterday's lesson as well. And remember, volume is how much of a substance or object we can, or how much of a substance we can put inside of the object. So how much does the object hold? And the volume for a cone is 1/3 times pi r squared h. So if you remember yesterday, we had the cone that, or the cylinder that looked like this. So a cone is 1/3. So here is a piece, here's the second piece, and here's the third piece. So we're only taking out 1/3 of the cylinder. So this part, pi r squared h, looks very familiar because we talked about that yesterday with the cylinders. We've added on the 1/3 part because it is 1/3 of a cylinder. So we have to take 1/3 times pi r squared times h. All right, so for example, we have this cone here, and our formula is 1/3 pi r squared h. So we're going to keep the 1/3 times pi is 3.14 times the radius of our circle here, so halfway across that base is 12, so 12 squared, and then times how tall it is. And that 13 should have had an arrow pointing in there, so it's 13 tall. So I'm going to go ahead and type that into my calculator, 1/3. So I'm going to do 1 ABC3 for the fraction times 3.14 times 12 squared times 13. And I get an answer of 1,959 and 36 hundredths. And this is inches, and it's cubic inches because it's a volume, three-dimensional. And then this one, our diameter is 3.5. So all the way across is 3.5. So I need to know what half of that is. So if I do 3.5 divided by 2, I get my radius of 1.75. So I'm going to do 1/3 times pi times our radius squared times how tall our cone is, which this says 4. So 1 ABC3 times 3.14 times 1.75 squared times 4 is 12.8216, and that 6 is repeating. So I'm going to say this is about 12.8 cubic inches. I'm going to round nearest 10th on that one. All right. If the radius of a cone is doubled, will the volume be doubled? So we are going to use the radius of 3. So we're going to do, let me put the pen on, 1/3 times pi times our radius squared times our height, and we get to make our height again, so we're going to pick 5 for it. So I am going to type all of this in my calculator, and I get an answer of 47.1. Now I'm going to double that radius, so instead of 3, I'm going to have a 6 in my formula. So 6 squared. And I get an answer of 188.4. So it's definitely not doubled because 47 doubled would be less than 100. So I'm going to figure out how many times bigger it is by taking the 188.4 and dividing it by 47.1. And I get an answer of 4. So it is 4 times larger. When you double the radius, your cone is 4 times larger.